We are back. The Carolina Outdoor Program here on WBT Radio early on a Saturday morning. We also welcome our friends via the YouTube channel at Jesse Brown's. This is how we're uploading to WBT, as well as people who subscribe to the podcast, The Carolina Outdoors. It's the one with the big red bird. If you do that, rate and review us. It helps other people find us. I'm Bill Barty, and I'm sitting beside Mr. Wes Lawson, General Manager of Jesse Brown's, and Tom Pierman, team member of Jesse Brown's, as well as a cycling enthusiast. Now, I mentioned it before in our previous segment that we don't sell bicycle products at Jesse Brown's, but that does not matter. We have a lot of our clients who like to get outdoors, be outdoors, and ride their bicycle around, and we're taking the time to talk to Tom about maybe the etiquette, which we covered before, but also, Tom, we'd like to come back if we are a newcomer to cycling, mountain biking specifically, or maybe we are new to the Charlotte area. So many people have been moving into this area. We need to remember that. They may not know the places that we're talking about. Over the years, we've talked to plenty of members of the mountain biking community and the cycling community here on the Carolina Outdoors. In fact, one of them, Jack Crouch, we used to wake him up early when we were on live on WBT to talk about the Tar Heel Trailblazers. And during that time, they were building all kinds of different trails, but there was always this hidden pocket of mountain biking in the Charlotte area, and it was on Tyvola Road, right off of Tyvola Road and Park Road in South Charlotte. A lot of people would sneak over there and ride their bikes, and I think it's what you were referring to in the previous segment as the backyard trails.
Right.
It's not swept under the rug these days. It's broadcast loud and clear, and that's a part of Park Road Park area.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Marion Deal.
There's three sets of trails. Most people commonly lump them all together and call it the backyard trails. But there's some trails inside of Park Road Park, which would be, I guess, on the South Park side of the Greenway. There's some there's some trails that sort of run in and behind and around Marion Deal and the Queens Sports Facility that wrap around through there. Most of those come right into the Greenway. And then there are the backyard trails, which would sit more over behind the water treatment plant, which are the true backyard trails. I think most people commonly just call that whole area the backyard trails. But you're right, they all sort of come together, and there's a number of different access points. Most of them can be reached off of the Greenway at some point. There's other access points through neighborhoods and so forth, but you can get to all three trail systems off the Greenway.
Well, so help us out if we're new to the sport. How difficult are those backyard trails if we're in South Charlotte, or maybe we're somewhere else and we want to get out and work out that anxiety and that stress? Is that easy stuff, or is it medium, moderate, or is it hardcore?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. When you're getting into mountain biking, or if you're trying to find new trails, it's important to find trails that you're going to have fun riding. If you jump into a trail system that is super technical, it has a lot of hard features, and you're new to the sport, you're just not going to have a lot of fun. I mean, you could have the trails to yourself and have the most expensive bike the shop sells. You're not going to have a lot of fun. So to answer your question, the backyard trails are actually what I would call some pretty technical trails. Those are probably not trails that a beginner is going to have much fun on. I've been riding for a number of years, and those are still difficult. There's some difficult features back in there. There are parts of it that are not as technical, but overall, the true backyard trails are a pretty technical trail system. Marion Deal trails are not as technical and rooty as the backyard trails, and the ones that are actually in the part of Park Road Park are even more friendly as far as an entry-level rider or somebody that's new to the sport. You mentioned the Tar Heel Trailblazers. They have a website, and on there, every trail system in the greater area is listed, and you can go on there, and the trails there's descriptions of the trails, how long they are, where the access points are, how difficult they are, and whether they're open or closed.
Well, we're going to hit those, but we're going to ask you, if those are strenuous, will you give us an easy one if we're like, you know what, school's out of session, I got off work early on a Wednesday, or it's Saturday for WBT listeners. Sure. What's an easy one for us to go to?
Sure, a couple of fun ones that are very manageable. Out at the Whitewater Center, they have, their trails are marked very similar to a ski resort, green, blue, green diamond, or excuse me, the green, blue, and black, or double black like you would find at a ski resort. So it's pretty easy, and they have a map system out there, so you can look and find the green trails really easy there. Another favorite of ours is Sherman Branch, which is out just on the other side of 485 out Albemarle Road. That one is a very fun trail and very rideable for beginners. The caveat there right now is it's pretty remote and the parking is closed. So you probably have a 1 to 2 mile ride from a local shopping center on a fairly busy road to get to the trail, but the trail system is very rideable. And there's others around. Unfortunately, some of our better beginner trails are parts of our state parks like Lake Norman and Clove Springs are some great places, but unfortunately those are closed. But I would again say check out the website, read the reviews. They give you some really good details on and reviews on the difficulty of those local trail systems.
Well, and close, that down in Fort Mill may be part of the May 1st opening as well. It's privately managed and privately held, but so check before you head there. And one other thing, Tom mentioned having fun on the trails is one important thing to match your ability with the trail that you're on, but also, Wes, it's so that people don't make fun of you or make fun of me when they catch me pushing my bike up or down too strenuous of a setting.
We call that hike-a-bike.
Yes.
Well, you know, Bill, when that happens, you can always harness your inner Freddie Mercury and think of that Queen song, "I Like to Ride My Bicycle."
Oh, yes.
You may not be saying that when you're pushing it out, but you know, make fun of no one. We're out there all relearning how to have fun and excitement in the outdoors.
We used to play that song on our biking segments here on the Carolina Outdoors until we got that cease and desist letter over at Jesse Brown. So that's why we're not playing. Will you sing it?
Nope.
No. Hey, we're the outdoor guys from Jesse Brown's here on the Carolina Outdoors. That voice you just heard there, Wes Lawson, General Manager of Jesse Brown's, as well as Tom Pearman from Jesse Brown's, team member at Jesse Brown's, but also a cycling enthusiast, just like all of our customers or many of our customers at Jesse Brown's. And we hope that we are talking about a sport maybe that you have an interest in, or you may consider interesting in, as biking is a sport that many of us through childhood is what gave us those first taste of freedoms, so that we could venture out and explore and be outdoors in wherever we grew up. Many people are late to the sport, but as Don Yeager says, it's never too late to have a great childhood. I'm going to take a quick moment and ask Tom, we're talking about biking in the outdoors, but is there anything to indoor bicycling? I see many people who are setting up their bikes in their garage, in their living room, and they're exercising that way, not getting outside, but
Sure.
in front of a computer or
Right.
video screen.
Like everything else, our iPhones do more. Technology's allowed us to do a lot more. And there's some platforms out there that allow you to ride at home versus the old where we hooked our bike up and turned it into a stationary bike, and you just sort of put your own music on. Now there's ways to interact with other cyclists and ride virtually with other cyclists. You hear the Peloton ads is a big one. This Peloton bikes can be expensive. You don't have to go all in on that. There's Zwift, which is a very popular platform that's pretty inexpensive a month. And you can literally ride any road in the world, and you can also join up and ride with other people. So there are actually local cycling groups that, very similar to what people are doing at home working on Zoom, they're putting together their own virtual rides on things like Zwift and getting together and riding on their home trainer. So you can do it. It's not as much fun as being out in the fresh air, but if you're a true cyclist and you have to get your miles in, it's a great way to ride in the winter. If you just don't want to be out and about on a rainy day. So
well,
it's cool technology.
We better stick with mountain biking for now, but I think we may come back to that because that may be an answer to a lot of group rides that may go by the wayside with COVID-19 and the social or antisocial aspect of the way we are riding our bicycle. That's where mountain biking comes into play. You're able to be outdoors, not be in a big group because single track mountain biking does not allow that. I'm going to circle back really quick and make mention TarHillTrailblazers.com. That is one website that's stocked full of mountain biking information. What's open, trail reviews around the entire Charlotte metro area, from Concord down to Fort Mill, all the way out to Cleveland County and east to Union County and beyond. So you can find out from Tar Heel Trailblazers a lot of what's going on in the mountain bike community. But also, Facebook offers us Charlotte mountain bikers. You can go there and have your own virtual social media community there to find out what's going on in the mountain bike community. And of course, weekly rides, which is not just mountain biking, it's
everything, anything cycling in
from
there.
Commuters to road biking to
things
everything.
going on in Charlotte all the way up. Of course, no racing's happening, but it's literally covers every category of cycling at every level, and it's a great site to get any information about cycling.
So that's weeklyrides.com. Tom Pierman, thank you for joining us to share your insight and wisdom regarding mountain biking. If you have any questions, give us a call. Tom included 704-556-0020. For Tom Pierman, he's Wes Lawson, I'm Bill Barty. Stay tuned because we're going to be back with more after these messages.